So you've seen all the winter arc videos too, huh? Okay. Well, here's my collection of videos to help you through the winter arc so that you can get the glow up that you want for 2025.
All of the bad bitches are literally in their winter arc. These are the rules that I'm pretty much going to be following throughout mine. If you don't know what a winter arc is, it's pretty much hibernation season where the girls focus on resetting and leveling up. Low key, I started this about 3 weeks ago, so I'm already into a routine. For the physical, I'm challenging myself to wake up every day between 5 and 6 a.m., which has definitely been a struggle on some days. Drinking 2 liters of water daily, working out a minimum of 4 times a week, but I'm really pushing for 5 to 6. I've also thrown in a little Stairmaster challenge and want to hit 10K steps for 5 days out of the week. And of course, the diet needs to be together. I'm working towards cutting out processed foods, takeout, and alcohol specifically. For the mental aspect, my biggest priority is being mindful of the content I consume. I have a no socials policy for the first 30 minutes in the morning and the last 30 minutes of my day. Also getting back into reading or listening to a podcast daily. Most importantly, I want to pray and affirm more and worry way less in my next season. When it comes to money, it's all about making more and spending less. Definitely want to be more financially savvy and educated. I'm cutting out any unnecessary subscriptions or random spending that I usually do and looking into some new streams of income. That is pretty much what my winter arc looks like at a high level. I have way more specific goals that go into them, but these are the habits and rules that are going to help me get there. Of course, I'll be sharing progress on those goals, meal prep ideas, gym motivation, a bit of girl talk. So if you're on your winter arc, make sure you hit follow and let's
The girlies who are obsessed with self-development and want to rebrand their life before the new year's. We're not waiting until 2025. We're doing it now. Let's get it. We starting this thing off strong with physical. This is probably the easiest, but looks definitely do matter. If they tell you that they don't, they're lying to you. Get fit. You don't want to be out of breath walking up a flight of stairs, okay? I personally like low impact workouts like yoga, Pilates, and walking. Do with this list what you will. This is my personal list. Implement it how you would like to. Add things, do what works best for you. Cleaner eating. What you put into your body is what you want out. Y'all be saying y'all want glass skin, but y'all be eating Popeyes, McDonald's, and Chipotle every single day. And I'm also talking to myself because I did eat like that at one point. Now I eat in a calorie deficit. You don't have to go that far, but I do like to go by the rule 80-20. 80% of your diet is whole foods, vegetables, healthy carbs, and the other 20% is the stuff that you like, junk food and all of that. Water over juice, I don't have to elaborate. It's self-explanatory. Up your water intake, period. Follow a skincare routine every day. I don't care if it's in the morning or if it's at night. Just make sure you're sticking to it every single day. Okay? Skin is the foundation of our beauty, period. So you want to make sure that we taking care of that. And consistency is going to give us the results that we're looking for, period. I'm not sure why I didn't add this to the list, but honorable mention is always looking your best. Even on a chill day, you want to look nice. When you're in a house, you want to look nice. You still want to look nice because when you look good, you just feel good. I don't know. Learn how to do your own makeup. Learn how to do your own hair so that you're able to upkeep your hair when you do get your hair done from a stylist, or that you could do your hair in between hairdos, because hair is a big thing. Come on now. Come on now, ladies. We know this. All right, next is mentality, okay? Stop doom scrolling. And I'm talking to myself. I be on TikToks laughing my ass off for hours on end. That is not okay. Speaking positivity into ourselves, into our lives, that's a number one. We got to unlearn those limiting beliefs because we are capable of anything that we put our minds to. And the more we believe it, the more it's going to present itself in our reality, period. Do what you say you're going to do, okay? Stop saying that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, because then you lose faith in yourself. Like, come on, stop doing that to yourself. Imagine how disappointed you are when somebody else says they're going to do something and then they don't do it. So imagine how you feel about your own self. Like, you really start to believe, like, I don't even believe myself. Like, come on now. You say you're going to work out 2 times a week and then you don't do it. You've been saying that since January. You've been saying that since 2020. Come on now. Like, your mind is going to be like, nah, I don't even trust you.
Hey girl, I was calling you because I know that you're in a season of trying to reinvent yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. And I was really just thinking about how I completely identity switched and reinvented myself. And I wanted to give you some tips on how I did it. I just feel like if I can do it, then anybody can do it, because you know my story. I literally used to whiten teeth. I used to bartend. I was a server. And then I worked for my family's company. I worked in construction. And I was like, you know what? It's time to take a chance on myself and become a full-time creator, because that's what I love to do. I know you can't talk for long right now, so I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible. Literally the first thing you want to do is like write out who you want to become and get so specific about who that person is. I honestly like to think about who I'm gonna be 10 years from now, and you know I like to call this my higher self. Another super important thing that you want to do, and this is going to be kind of hard, but you want to tune out people that are closest to you, because a lot of people are not going to understand why you're trying to change yourself or reinvent yourself, especially like your family and friends. They don't always get it. You really just need to tune those people out and focus on the you that you're trying to become. And girl, when you're doing this, you have to go balls to the wall. Like I'm talking, do not settle for some watered down version of your dreams. Honestly, sis, some of the best advice I can give you for reinventing yourself is just to throw your whole life away. Like throw the old you away in the trash, in the garbage, no more. Doesn't exist. Because what you don't need to be doing is focusing on who you used to be. And oh my gosh, girl, I done told you about them friends. Please stop hanging around people that are only gonna see you for who you used to be. They're literally going to hold you back. Honestly, sis, you need to strengthen your relationship with God, because when you know who God wants you to be, it's so much easier for you to become the person that you want, because you'll be in alignment with what He wants for you. Honestly, there's so much more we could talk about, but I know you have to go, so I'm not gonna hold you up. Okay, go ahead and get back to what you were doing. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.
These are the things I do to look like a bad bitch. Whenever I do these things, I get a lot of compliments on them, and I've kind of figured out what those things are. I've already made a video like this, but let me add to it. Number one, when I use the combo of a body oil and a body butter on my chest area, it makes me glow. This new one from Rihanna is bomb. Number two, dainty jewelry. I love these Chanel earrings. I have this simple Dior bracelet, just really dainty jewelry. When my nails are done, but I'd go even further when I find a nail shape and a nail length and a nail color that matches every single one of my outfits but makes me look really classy and put together. I ask for almond with a point, medium length, and this is 2 coats of Put It in Neutral by OPI. The next one is gonna sound really weird, but whenever I hot comb my leave out, I've just noticed I get so many more compliments on my hair when this is not flat ironed, it's hot combed. Last one, when I apply this shine spray, this one is from Kenra. So good. I hope that helps.
If you're like me and you haven't actually started your winter arc like you said you were going to, here's how we are going to start it now. Getting into a set habit can take 7 to 14 days, so if you really put effort for just a week or two to actually stick to these things, they will become habits. Starting off with the habit that we all need to get better at is drinking water. I want you to be drinking at least 1, if not 2 of these Stanley Cups a day. I promise you, you are going to look so much better. You're going to feel so much better. Number 2 is stop beating yourself up to go to the gym. Prioritizing some form of movement throughout the day, even if it's just walking or getting out and getting moving in some form, is good. Stop beating yourself up if you're not doing these hour-long exercises. Okay, now into more physical things. 3, whiten your teeth once a week. Trust me, this is gonna make the biggest difference in how you feel. 4, this is obviously optional, but use self-tanner. I use the Isla Paradise face tanner. It makes me feel so much more confident, and it makes my makeup look way better. 5, use a hair mask once a week if you want. Use hair oil. I use rosemary oil, and this Not Your Mother's hair mask, and as you can see, my hair is pretty shiny. Number 6 is just to reduce the junk food you eat. I'm not saying go on a full diet, because like you don't have to do that. You can start by not buying snacks and junky food to keep in your house or your room. If you're not buying them consistently for yourself, you're not going to be eating them as much, and then you're not going to crave sugar. Try to cut back on sugar as much as you can, just because it's so good for your body. 7 is just keeping your room clean. If you can clean your room like maybe once every 2 to 3 days, you're going to feel a lot better about your space. You're going to feel a lot more organized, because when you have a messy room, like it genuinely mentally affects you whether you know it or not. So maybe just try starting to make your bed. These little changes are going to make the biggest difference. So go get a to-do list, write all of this down, and start now. It is not too late to start the winter arc. because we all want to be baddies by some.
Winter arc is reminding me of 75 hard. And when people do 75 hard, they are all in for those 75 days and give it 3 months after that, and they're back to their old patterns and old ways. If you want to get away from being the person who is constantly starting and stopping things, and you actually want to go into 2025 with continued momentum rather than falling off because the winter arc is over, here's my number one recommendation. This might sound crazy, but I want you to aim for average. You may have set a goal of hitting 10,000 steps a day, but right now you're averaging around 5,000. Rather than aiming for 10,000 because everybody else online is saying that's the magical number, aim for 7,000. Rather than telling yourself that you're going to go to the gym 6 days out of the week, how about you tell yourself that you're going to consistently go 4? Rather than setting the rule or standard that you're going to have 0 processed foods or 0 sugar, have 1 to 2 meals allocated away from those rules. That way, if friends or family ask you to go out to eat, you don't feel like you're starting at square one and you don't feel that guilt around it. Being 100% on just 50% of the time is still 50%. That's still an F. However, being 75% on 100% of the time, you gotta see. People who keep weight off long term and continue to get stronger and healthier, those who save and make more money, they are not 100% of the time. They're more like 75 to 80%, 100% of the time. Like, imagine how far you would be if you improved 25% every year for the next 5 years versus being somebody who is 100% for 3 months out of the year, and then you go back to 0, and then you have to start again in 3.
The best thing I ever did was randomly decide to rebrand myself. Back in June of this year, I literally just woke up one day and I was like, I feel a rebrand. I need a rebrand. So I literally went in my notes app and I wrote down, who do you envision your higher self as, with a question mark? Y'all, when I tell you I went full throttle, I wrote down what my credit score would be. I wrote down what my finances would look like. I wrote down the ways that I would be receiving income. I wrote down my career path. I wrote down all the things that my higher self would be doing. What extracurricular activities would she be in? Does she like Pilates? Does she like yoga? Does she go to the gym 3 times a week? I made sure to include what type of person I wanted to embody. Financial freedom was something I definitely wanted to achieve. Becoming debt-free, being happy, healthy, and flourishing. Being able to afford the lifestyle that I want without worries, without struggle. Being mentally healthy, engaging in activities that promote growth mindset. She reads books. Being intentional about the things that I feed my mind, whether that be through the things that I watch, the people that I'm surrounded by, the things that I engage in on social media. I'm talking about, I wrote down the habits that I would cultivate. And the most important thing that I wrote down was, what are some life changes that you would make right now if you were able to? And I tell y'all, that question right there did it. It is now October, and since June, almost everything that I wrote down under that question, I have accomplished. I have achieved. I honestly don't feel like I've ever been more happy, more healthy, more free. Like, when I made the conscious decision to rebrand myself, and not only rebrand myself, but be intentional about it. I was intentional with my rebrand. I wrote down who I wanted to become, how I wanted to become her, how I would achieve this, the things that I would do, the habits that I would pick up, the things that I would let go of, the things that I would change, and the things that I could work on. And when I tell y'all, I am so excited for 2025 me, because 2024 me, oh my God, like, she did it. Like, she did it, and we're not even done. Like, I'm telling you right now, today, I want you to go in your notepad and write down, who do you envision your higher self as? What would she be doing? How would she be living her life? What's her career path? Is she in school? Did she join any clubs? Do she read books? Is she building her relationship with God? What are the things that she like? What are the type of friend groups she wants to be a part of? When I tell y'all, do this, please do this, and come back. Give yourself 90 days and come back. And you can make little videos along the way to document and look back on yourself. And when I say chef's kiss, this was the best thing that I could have ever done for myself. And yes, there are going to be bumps in the road. Yes, there are going to be things that try to come against what you are trying to do. But I'm going to tell you the main thing that I learned along the journey. Keep pushing. When things are trying to come up against you building a greater version of yourself, you have to do it scared. You got to do it tired. You got to do it when you want to give up. You got to do it when you ain't got nothing left, no strength left in you. You just got to keep doing and keep pushing. And when I say you are going to build the best version of yourself, and it's going to all be worth it.
You want me to be some sort of health guru? I go to the gym to shit on hoes like I never shat on them before, and there never be nobody fat ass ugly ex. And you telling me an added benefit is to live longer to shit on hoes? I'm real simple. You ain't got to tell me nothing else. None of
Get ready with me as I talk about the things I'm going to do to successfully be in my winter arc. For starters, we're going to stop listening to music like this. Love Sit It Down, but this song in particular is just so low vibrational. Next, we're going to stop saying we're going to do something just to not do it. If anything, all that's doing is hurting yourself. I know a lot of people always say, oh, I need somebody to hold me accountable. Hold yourself accountable. This is your life. If you want to better yourself, better your circumstances, and better everything around you, hold yourself accountable. Stop saying you're going to do something and not doing it. I want to start getting ready literally every day. I feel like you should be walking outside as your best self. You should not be going outside looking a hot mess, because when you look good, you feel good. You owe it to yourself to get ready. Why are you looking like a bum every single day? Invest in your health. Start taking vitamins. Start
Drinking
water every day. Go to the doctors to get checked to make sure you don't have any deficiencies. I went to the doctors the other day and I was told that I have a low vitamin D deficiency, and I always wondered why I never had any energy ever, and it's because of that. Like, I wasn't taking the proper supplements. So now that I know, I'm gonna take the proper steps so I will never get to that point again. And I've been feeling a lot more energized, a lot happier. I'll never let myself get to that point again. Start practicing a more positive self-talk. Really, it starts with you. Why shouldn't you talk to yourself like you're the baddest bitch walking? Why shouldn't you talk to yourself like you're the best thing that ever existed? When you show up for yourself, all it's gonna do is make other people want to show up too, because they're like, wow, this girl is just so angelic, so confident, so into herself. Why would I not want to come as such? I think it's always important to set goals, both long-term and short-term. And short-term goals can be something as simple as waking up a little earlier every day. I think that everyone should be setting some goals. Set some short-term goals for yourself. Something that you really want to change within yourself. Who cares if it's small? Just because it's small doesn't mean it won't have like amazing effect on your life if you implement it. Stop telling yourself that you're gonna start next week. Why you gotta wait till next week? Start right now. I feel like we should be our biggest fans. We should be the ones who really are rooting us on. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you say you're going to start next week when you have the means to do so right now. Or you have to wait until next week. Like, that's just an excuse. You're being lazy. Do it now. R.I.P. my blush. Set intentions for the week. Go into the new week, every week, knowing exactly what it is, what you want to accomplish for the week, what you want to do for the week, how you want to show up for that week. And never stop showing up as the best version of yourself. We should always be constantly trying to evolve, always be constantly growing as individuals. I think every week you should be a little bit better than what you were the prior week. Set those intentions, girl. This is another one. Try not to be angry. When little circumstances like this happen, just fix it. Take a second and fix it. Old me would have really just been angry. This would have ruined my whole day because I'm just dramatic. But I'm learning to grow, and I'm trying to let things like this not affect me so much. So when little things in life happen, just take a deep breath and realize that that's the thing about being human. It's a part of the human experience. Things are gonna go wrong sometimes. It's about how you choose to.
If you want to glow up and become unrecognizable by the time 2025 is here, I'm about to show you everything that I did to literally pull myself out of a depression and just start becoming the girl of my dreams. Also, today we're going to talk about mental, because physical, I feel like physically glowing up is also important. I have so many things that you can do for that, but that'll be a whole nother video, because you having a perfect makeup routine, perfect hair routine, oil pulling, doing everything that you're supposed to do physically is good, but if your mental health is not right, then none of that stuff really matters. So the first thing that I want you to do is take a piece of paper and write out every single detail. Like, get so incredibly clear about what it is that you don't like about yourself right now, what you don't like about your life right now, what you don't like about the habits that you have, what you don't like about everything that you can think about that you don't like, that you want to glow up. Now, this is gonna be so uncomfortable, y'all. Like, I remember when I did this, I was really just so sad, but I was already at rock bottom, so it didn't really matter. But this is such a crucial and important step, because in order to change yourself and to become the person that you want to be, you have to realize and recognize what it is that you don't like currently. And I know it sounds like duh, but
I'm telling y'all, get really specific, and then that way you can know where it is that you want to go from there. After you've done that, the second step is becoming so extremely clear about who it is that you want to be. Like when you envision your dream self, write down everything that she's doing. Write down her habits, write down what she looks like. What does she wear her hair like? How does she think? How does she speak to herself? You know, a daily routine. Get so specific about who it is that you want to be. And then next to both of those things, for the first one, write habits that you can start to pick up in order to counteract that negative thing that you don't like about yourself. And then for the dream one, write down habits that she has that you can start to incorporate into your daily routine now. Also, if you can create a vision board or just a Pinterest board and just look at that every single day. Just start to familiarize yourself with it and pretend that you already have it, because I'm telling y'all, that way it's gonna feel as though you're already her. You know what I mean? And you have to start just behaving like her because she's in there. She's still you, and that old you is still you. You just kind of have to like, it's all right if you feel a little bit further behind, because all that matters is that you're taking one tiny step every single day to become that, because that's still progress. The second thing, or I guess the third, that's so crucial to becoming who you want to become and glowing up is checking your environment. Yeah, I used to be like, when people were like, oh, your room is how your mind is. No, like for real. Having a clean room, a clean workspace, just a clean area is so essential to thriving, because not only because it's a reflection of how you genuinely feel on the inside, but because for me, I used to keep my room so messy so that way I would always be a few tasks away from getting done what I actually needed to do, which was the work on myself. If you keep a messy room, it just means that you always have something else to do. Like it always feels like, oh yeah, well, I mean, my room is messy, so I have to clean my room so I don't actually have to get done what it is that I need to do. And I understand it can be a lot. Me personally, I have a smaller room, so it will get messy really easily, but it's also quicker to clean. But start small. When you're incorporating all of these habits into your life, start small. Don't start so extravagant and make it so big that you feel like it's unattainable. By having a clean space, that could also just mean maybe make sure every night before you go to bed, clean your desk off, or like clean one corner every night. Make that a habit. And then slowly it'll become easier. But you have to make the habits easy to do in your mind and easy for yourself to incorporate into your daily routine, and make them work for you too. Let's say your dream person, the dream girl that you want to be, goes to the gym every single day at 5 a.m. That might be a little bit hard for you to start now. 5 days a week, 5 a.m., like that's hard. So maybe instead you can maybe 10 minutes every single day after work, 3 days a week or something like that. But just make sure that you start small so that way it doesn't make it seem so unattainable and so hard. Another thing, speaking of cleaning, is making your bed every single day. I know I also thought that when people said that, it was just like, what does that have to do with anything? But yeah, starting your day off with an accomplishment is just, it's chef's kiss. Just try it for, like, I didn't believe in it at all, but I tried it for a week, and now it's just something that I just do because it just makes you feel good. Like, okay, I did one thing when I first woke up that was an accomplishment, so boom. Because for me, making my bed is just so much work because you have to jump over, but it's still like you did it. You first thing in the morning accomplished something that you normally wouldn't do. You get what I mean? The next thing that I want you to do, I had to block that light because Not is trying to steal my shine. But the fourth thing or fifth or whatever that you can do to glow up is realize that your words have so much power. Start speaking positivity into yourself. There is so much power in the tongue, y'all. Like, if every single day you're saying negative things to yourself, there's no way that you're gonna glow up or even want to, because you're gonna believe those things, even if it's subconsciously that you're saying about yourself. So start just saying affirmations to yourself in the mirror. And when you do affirmations, don't just take a list off the internet and read them like, I am beautiful, I'm smart, I'm kind. That's gonna work, yes, but what's so much more powerful is if you say them as if you already feel them and add like, I'm so grateful for it in front of that. Like every morning when you wake up, say something you're grateful for. Like, speak positivity onto your life, speak positivity onto yourself. Be like, you're doing such an amazing job, I'm so proud of you, I'm so grateful that I'm making so much money, I'm so grateful that I'm growing every single day. I have a list of them as well, but affirmations and just words having power is Also, just so important in glowing up, because you can't glow up if you're self-deprecating or like saying negative things about yourself. So yeah. Speaking of words having power too, the next one is, oh my goodness, you are gonna glow up so much when you start to be a kinder and nicer person. Like, literally, stop judging others. Stop making assumptions about other people. Stop gossiping, because again, there's so much power in the tongue, and anything you say about someone else, you're also setting that same rule for yourself. Like for me, when I was so severely insecure, I used to be such a judgmental person, not realizing that everything I was saying about those other people is just what I felt about me, and it was just me projecting all of those insecurities onto others. That saying where they say if you want to love yourself, you have to love others is just so true, because when you share that compassion for other people, you not only share that same compassion for yourself, but you also assume that others are doing the same for you. You know what I mean? How you treat other people are the same rules that you set for yourself. If you're going around judging other people, then you're not only going to be casting those same judgments about yourself, but also you're going to assume that everyone else is also judging you as well. So it's kind of just a lose-lose situation. I feel like my life got so much better when I started to look for the beauty in everything, look for the beauty in others, because then I also started to look for it in myself. So if you see somebody with something that you want or something that you wish that you had, congratulate them and be genuinely happy for them, because that's just opening it up to happen for you as well. If you see someone accomplish something, you're like, they never could have done that, or like you just say something negative, then you're going to set that rule for yourself and think that being successful or reaching that level of beauty or reaching that level of anything is going to mean a negative thing because you just said something negative about it. So just being a kinder person, stop gossiping, stop judging other people. And it's definitely a journey to get there, especially in the age that we live in, but it's just so important, y'all. Like, it's actually gonna change the way that you glow. Like, when you're a nice person, you just have a different type of glow to you. So even if you want to be a nice person for selfish reasons, hey, that's a good way to start. Yeah, so those are my tips. I have so many more, but I'm about to run out of time. But those are just some of the things that I did to genuinely glow up. And I still honestly have anxiety. Like, I'm still a work in progress, but I'm getting there. And as long as you're trying, that's literally all that matters, because you even watching this video through and you trying to get better means that you're going somewhere and you're gonna do it. It's possible, and yeah, you got it. So don't even stress. If you want more tips, let me know. Bye.
Okay, y'all, so now that you've seen all the videos, let me know in the comments below, what are your top 2 glow up tips that you didn't see in the videos, or what's the top glow up tip that you saw that you're like, I will be using that in my winter arc and I'm gonna emerge like a baddie? No, just tell me what you thought. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Also, I wanted to ask what you thought of the very, very quick, simple, to the point intro. It was something that I really just do these freestyle. I do not write these prior. I take more time to find the videos, put them together in a nice flowy state than I do with the actual part that I'm going to be talking to you, because you're not here to see me, you're here to see the TikToks. So yeah, but I just can't boom, give you a TikTok, you know, like that's crazy. We got to introduce the topic, right? I got to at least do that. So let me know what you think of this style format versus my other format, where I kind of give you a little brief intro, a little bit of my thoughts and opinions, and then we get into the video. Maybe even a little backstory sometimes, because I get chatty like I am right now. All right, so we're going to end the video. It was great seeing you here, you know, same time tomorrow. No, because I'm not consistent, not because you're not. Oh, okay, I see. You got jokes. Well, I'll see you in the next video, whenever I post it then, since you want to be funny. Bye.